Welcome to Chats in the Garden, except now we're in the Palm Beach Zoo garden. And behind me are our cheerleaders, the flamingos. I'm here to talk to Margot McKnight about the zoo, about when it's going to open, and I'd like to ask her some questions and hope that you will all come when the zoo opens up.
Hi, I'm Margot McKnight. I'm the CEO and president of the Palm Beach Zoo and Conservation Society. And I cannot thank the Kudare Institute and Dale enough for doing what she does for this community and doing it with the zoo. This past year we've had Franz de Waal, Jay Wallace Nichols, just inspiring not just the zoo, but the whole community of Palm Beach. So thank you, Dale, and I'm super excited to talk about what the zoo is doing now. So I was born and raised in Florida. I'm a native and I love this state. And I've always worked in the conservation world, whether I'm at a zoo or an aquarium or a more traditional conservation organization. I kind of feel like I've never really worked a day in my life because I have followed my passion, which is saving nature and introducing people to the importance of it, how it makes them feel, and how we can save the planet together.
Thank you, Margot. I am going to read this quote because Jack Hanna had a special quote for Margot and I want to read it. Margot brings a wealth of design that enriches the lives of animals in zoological care and elevates the guest's experience. And I can say that is true. What does he mean by that? What does it do to animals and what does it do to us as your guests?
So I love Jack Hanna, and he has been an inspiration to me my whole career. Design is really critical, not just for the animals and these habitats that give them more than they need to thrive in this beautiful zoo, but also design from the human aspect. How people comfortably move through the same space, how they feel is often because of how we create space, how we tell our stories, and how close we can get them to the animals.
That was fascinating, thank you. Because to have such a famous man say this about you, that's exciting. Now, you are about to have been here 2 years, or maybe it's even a little over 2 years. I need to ask you, what have you learned?
So what have I learned since I've been here? Well, one of the things is I was right when I accepted the job because the zoo has the most phenomenal board and staff, and how lucky I am to now live in this amazing community. So I've learned a tremendous amount from the board and our staff, but really, what does it take to take this beautiful zoo on 25 acres and create the best zoo in the world? And I'm not kidding, that's what we're doing here. And we can do it because of this amazing community. So I've learned that this place is great, it's going to be even better, and it's going to be what this community really wants a zoo to be. The zoo of the future that has conservation, a place for kids and adults to come, and some place that we can all connect with each other.
Margot, I'm not going to steal your thunder, so I'm going to ask you the question. What is about to happen momentarily at the zoo that is one of the most exciting events, and it's going to be spread throughout the world because it's happening here in Palm Beach at the 26-acre zoo?
So Dale, thank you for letting me tell this great news, which is we're going to have baby Malayan tigers. Really important because it's a very endangered subspecies. But we have a great mom and a beautiful dad, and we are crossing our fingers that the birth goes super smoothly. We are taking every precaution to ensure that this pregnant mom is as safe as possible. So all of the biosecurity we're putting in place for all of our animals gets even ramped up for this pregnant mom, just like you would for a human. So stay tuned, you're gonna be able to see baby tiger cubs running around the zoo soon.
Now, I want to talk about things that you may not know about the zoo. Margot came from the Florida Aquarium, and she's an expert on coral reefs. And I have a granddaughter who was raised around the ocean in the Caribbean, in Virgin Gorda. And her life passion is to learn more about coral reefs and the ocean. And I want Margot to please talk about what we're doing at the zoo that you will never know about.
So Dale, you mentioned Leah, and I loved talking to her because that is the whole point of a zoo, is inspiring people, whether you're young or old, to really connect with nature and to do something about it. And your granddaughter is going to be a superstar. She asked me about coral, and we, even though we're a zoo and you don't think of us underwater, we have a dive team that is working on the coral project that is right off our shores. We're really dealing with a disaster with this disease. So we are part of a giant team in Florida monitoring and surveying to try to protect these corals. And somebody like your granddaughter is going to be the future of taking this science on past what we can do and making sure this important ecosystem stays intact.
I have been a part of the Palm Beach Zoo since 1993, when everybody was trying to help this little place grow, which it has. And one of the main things that we have done was to bring families here and children here and bring school children here, because the importance of children with animals is teaching them how to treat the animals. They can treat each other the same way. That is what life's about. We're one system, animals and people. And we've helped older people and people who have handicaps so that they can be a part of what this is. They will find tremendous peace and joy being here.
So stay tuned for news on the babies, and you'll be able to keep up with it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're going to be posting as we get the information and images, so stay tuned and watch for us.